Hello everyone, welcome to the Buzz the Prey Manga. Today we continue the latest Global Freeze chapter, rewritten and edited by me in English for a smooth reading experience. All visuals and story flow are personally edited to give you the best manga style storytelling. Support the original creator by checking the official manga. So let's dive right into the today's chapter.
Chapter 2745 Ironclad Evidence 1. The situation, which was on the verge of erupting, became strangely calmed down due to the intervention of the Dragon Clan's two supreme beings and Zhang Yi's powerful counterattack with video evidence. Qing Tsong suppressed the thunder that filled the sky. Although his golden vertical pupils still burned with a fury that could incinerate the heavens, he slowly took a step back. Now that the evidence is conclusive, the Tyrannosaurus clan has no interest in such a protracted and entangled fight. Today's battle ends here. Chingsong's voice was like the clang of metal, resonating in everyone's ears. He turned to look at Yuan Mo and Yuan Jing in the distance and said coldly, "Yuan Mo, since you're protecting him, then I'll give you face. I, Chingsong, will directly intervene in this war again. But your Dragon Clan must also participate." After saying that, he crossed his arms, standing like an ancient, ever-changing demonic mountain in the distant void, adopting the posture of an observer. However, there was an implicit confrontation between them and the twin heavenly supremes. This scene left spectators around the world baffled. What's going on? Qing Tsong actually backed down. That's right. In the current situation, chaos has gained an absolute advantage. The four leaders are critically injured and on the verge of death, and the bishop-level superhumans have also suffered heavy casualties. If Qing Tsong makes a move, this four-race allied army will surely be wiped out by chaos. Are the Tyrannosaurus Rex really this reasonable? Or do they have other tricks up their sleeves? Even Bai Longzi Yuanma frowned slightly, while He Longyi tapped his palm lightly with his folding knife, a hint of doubt flashing in his eyes. However, Zhang Yi, who was at the heart of the battlefield, did not relax in the slightest. His eyes, which seemed to pierce through time and space, slowly moved away from the four leaders and turned to the seemingly empty void beside him. There was nothing there, only the cold wind carrying the smoke of gunpowder. But in Zhang Yi's perception, there lurked a malice thicker than the abyss.
Oh.
Zhang Yi suddenly sneered, and the eternal sword of judgment in his hand slightly turned, the tip of the sword pointing towards that void. Since you're already here, what's the point of hiding like this? Are you going to invite me out? Zhang Yi's voice wasn't loud, but it carried a chilling quality that pierced the soul. The words had barely left his mouth. Hee. A chilling laugh suddenly echoed in the void. The sound was like fingernails scraping across a blackboard, or like countless wronged souls whispering in your ear, sending chills down your spine and making you feel disoriented. Immediately afterwards, the previously clear skies suddenly darkened. Instead of dark clouds obscuring the sun, it was a strange black mist that seeped out without warning from the cracks in space. The black mist spread rapidly, completely enveloping an area of several kilometers around Zhang Yi in the blink of an eye. Within this black mist, light is swallowed, sound is blocked, and even the probing of spiritual power is obstructed by a viscous force. You're wrong. You're so wrong. You actually managed to discover my existence. The eerie voice echoed through the black mist, shifting from left to right, making it impossible to pinpoint its location. It seems that these 5 years of wandering and wasting time in the starry sky have indeed made you grow up. Chaos. Zhang Yi stood in the center of the black mist, his white battle armor emitting a faint glow, blocking the black mist that was trying to erode his body. His gaze was calm, as if he had long anticipated who the visitor was. A race that can silently interfere with your thoughts, hiding in the void. You think of one. You are a powerful member of the Nightmare clan, aren't you? Zhang Yi slowly uttered the name, a hint of murderous intent flashing in his eyes. 5 years ago, at the All Races conference, he hid in the gutter and tried to attack Zhang Yi. If Rin's true form had been present at the time and had restrained his filthy greed, he probably would have already made his move. He had just experienced this subtle mental interference when he was fighting the four leaders. At that moment, Zhang Yi knew that there must be others nearby on the battlefield. I never expected that even someone like you would show up during the siege of Huaxiu Kingdom by the 5 major races. The person did not appear. An endless, hazy black mist churned, and the sound seemed to come from near and far, making it impossible to know where they were. A single thought. The Nightmare Clan's top experts are also among the most bizarre and terrifying beings in the clan. Their physical bodies are extremely fragile, consisting of pure spiritual power and fear. Because of their fragility, they habitually cover their bodies with heavy armor. 5 years ago, Yin Yan coveted Ling's perfect human form and tried to devour her, but was frightened away by the aura of the Yihan clan on Ling's body. But over the years, his greed for Ling has never diminished. On the contrary, it has intensified. Therefore, this time, he also came for Zhang Yi with the aim of obtaining that body that is the most top tier in the entire universe. If his spiritual power is combined with Ling's body, it will elevate his strength to an unimaginable level. Since you know it's me, why don't you obediently surrender? Black mist churned, and a huge, distorted face made of smoke appeared above Zhang Yi's head, its empty eye sockets flashing with greedy red light. Hand over that perfect human form, and I might consider leaving you a whole corpse, letting you die in a beautiful dream, while I wail in fear. A cold smile played on Qing Song's lips as he crossed his arms and stared intently at Bai Longzi and He Long. No wonder he agreed to take action. It turns out there were other people present as well. The man exclaimed in shock. It's actually a Nightmare clan member. Chaos is in danger now. This guy is definitely one of the people we least want to provoke among Black Knight level members. The Nightmare clan was very powerful in ancient times. Their power characteristics are too tricky. Even when facing opponents with a higher alien power index, they still have a chance to turn the tables. How can someone like Chaos, who has just been promoted to Black Knight, possibly become an enemy of such a person? Look, Chaos is in danger this time. They weren't exaggerating. The Nightmare clan is an extremely sinister race that specializes in mental power. If you are not careful when you encounter people from this group, even if your alienity index is much higher than theirs, you can easily be dragged into a bizarre dream and then killed. Just because of you? Upon hearing Yin Yan's threat, Zhang Yi merely scoffed and swung his long sword sharply. Back then I might have been your opponent, but now, I'm just a white knight at everyone's mercy. Within the Black Knight's domain, no one fears. Arrogant. Yin Yan's voice suddenly turned sharp. Do you think you're invincible just because you've been promoted to Black Knight? In this world, there are powers that you cannot comprehend. Chapter 2740, 6 Ironclad Evidence, 2. Don't you think you're so smart that you can see through everything? Yin Yan's laughter grew increasingly strange, carrying a mocking tone reminiscent of a cat toying with a mouse. Then let's see if you can survive. The black fog surged up like a tidal wave. A deep, sinister, and eerie voice rang in Zhang Yi's ear. A nightmare of terror. Boom! As soon as Yin Yan finished speaking, the surrounding black mist instantly boiled. Zhang Yi felt a blur before his eyes, but the surrounding scenery did not change much. It was still above Tianhai City, and the black fog still lingered. But then, an extremely strong sense of unease welled up inside me. Die! Within the black mist, Yin Yan's figure suddenly solidified. He transformed into the image of a grim reaper dressed in black robes and wielding a scythe, radiating a suffocating mental pressure, and slashed down at Zhang Yi's head. This strike was as fast as lightning and contained a terrifying power that struck straight to the soul. Snort. Zhang Yi snorted coldly and advanced instead of retreating. Dimensional string decomposition. The sword of judgment in his hand drew a mysterious trajectory, directly severing the space in front of him. Put! There were no obstacles. Zhang Yi's sword easily tore through Yin Yan's black robe, splitting the seemingly terrifying body of the Grim Reaper in two. Black blood spurted out, and with a single thought, a shrill scream was heard as his body exploded into countless fragments in midair. That's it. Zhang Yi was slightly taken aback. Too easy to get it. Yin Yen was a top expert of the Nightmare clan, with strength definitely at the night level and even more unpredictable and mysterious in the mental realm. How could Yin Yen be instantly killed by a single sword strike? Although I am very strong now, I am not strong enough to be called that, am I? Zhang Yi frowned as he looked at the black bloodstains remaining on the blade. Something's not right. He looked around. The black fog was dissipating, and the sunlight was shining down again. The 4 leaders below remained kneeling, while Qing Song stood with his arms crossed in the distance, and the 2 supreme beings of the Dragon Clan continued to observe. Everything seemed to have returned to normal. Brother Zhang, you win. A crisp sound rang out. Yang Xinxin flew over in her battle suit, a joyful smile on her face. That one thought is too arrogant. Daring to engage in close combat with you, he's practically courting death. Looking at Yang Xinxin in front of him, Zhang Yi felt an increasing sense of unease. Xian. Zhang Yi suddenly spoke, his voice a little hoarse. What, brother? Yang Xinxin blinked her big eyes, her face full of concern. If you really are Yang Xinxin, then you should know how much backup energy we have left. Zhang Yi asked tentatively. 77%. Yang Xinxin answered fluently. Activating the 13 war maidens just now consumed too much energy, but that was all within my calculations. Brother, aren't you tired and confused? The answer is correct. Their expressions, tone of voice, and even their slightest habitual movements were exactly the same. Instead of subsiding, Zhang Yi's unease grew wildly like weeds. It's going too smoothly, everything is going too smoothly. Zhang Yi muttered to himself. He suddenly raised his head and looked at Yang Xinxin, a hint of seriousness flashing in his eyes. Xian, shoot me with your meme arrow. Ah! Yang Xinxin was stunned. Brother, what nonsense are you talking about? The battle isn't over yet, and the 4 leaders haven't been dealt with. I'll let you shoot me. Zhang Yi's voice suddenly turned stern, and his aura suddenly exploded, freezing the surrounding air. I need you to shoot me with an arrow. I want to see if I've truly entered the nightmare's illusion. He had seen similar movies. If you are in a dream, intense pain or the shock of death may be the only way to wake up. Although he wasn't sure if it was a dream, he had to verify it. Die. Zhang Yi is not stupid. Without knowing the other party's abilities, he would never do anything to harm his own body. What if dying in a dream is actually dying? Even with only a 1 in 10,000 chance, he wouldn't gamble. Gamblers never end well. Yang Xinxin was stunned for a moment, but she nodded and then smiled as she raised her right hand, a phantom long beam aimed at Zhang Yi. Brother, if you really wanted, then I... Just as she was about to shoot the arrow, she suddenly lowered her hand and looked at Zhang Yi with a touch of sadness. Brother, are you doubting that I'm faking it? You want me to shoot you, so you can use pain to verify the truth? You. A poignant smile appeared on Yang Xinxin's delicate face, a smile that made Zhang Yi's heart clench. How do you know that I am real right now? If I am part of a dream, then the arrows I shoot, the pain I cause, or the control I exert over your body, aren't those also sensations given to you by the dream? You'll deceive yourself. Now that you know my abilities, even if this world is fake, you'll fill in the gaps in your mind and react accordingly. Within this closed logical loop, you cannot prove yourself. Zhang Yi's body froze instantly. If this is a perfect dream, then all the senses, sight, hearing, touch, pain, and even logical thinking can be manipulated. He believed that Yang Xinxin's arrows could control him, and having this thought could affect his dreams. Therefore, even if Yang Xinxin's arrows were effective, it doesn't mean that this is reality. What about suicide? Inception uses this method to achieve clarity. What if this is the reality? He easily killed Yin Yen with a single sword strike, which seemed unreal, but it couldn't be ruled out that Yin Yen had deliberately created an illusion to make him doubt reality. And even if we take a step back and assume we're really dreaming right now, maybe the rules in this family are the same as in Nightmare on Elm Street. If Meng is killed, he really dies. Zhang Yi lowered his head and began to fall into deep thought. He dared not gamble. He is an extremely fearless person. He would never risk his life unless he was 100% certain. Call. Zhang Yi let out a long breath. The madness in his eyes gradually subsided, and he returned to his calm and cold-blooded state of chaos. You're right. It can't be proven. He turned around and looked at the 4 leaders in the distance, who were heavily injured and had little power to resist. Since we can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fake, let's just finish what's in front of us. Even in my dreams, I will make these scum die without a burial place. Puffed, 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 puffed. A flash of sword light. The heads of the 4 leaders flew into the sky, their blood staining the heavens red. The sensation of warm blood splashing on the face, the resistance of the sharp blade cutting into the bone. It was all so real, it was horrifying. Chapter 2747 Reality and Illusion 1. The battle is over. The kingdom of Huaxiu has won a great victory. Zhang Yi's victory in the battle destroyed 5 ancient civilizations, making Huaxiu Kingdom a mid-level nation among the many civilizations on Earth. This is also the most dazzling existence among the 6 generations of the family. Days passed by. Zhang Yi led the Huaxiu Kingdom to eliminate the remnants of the 4 great civilizations, expanding its territory several times over. He and Zhou Ke held a grand wedding and lived a peaceful yet luxurious life with their friends. Everything was so beautiful, it was unbelievable. 2 minutes later, the starry sky corridor arrived as promised. That enormous, blue-glowing double helix structure stretched across the edge of the solar system, obscuring the starry sky. The strongest beings in the entire world went mad, firmly believing that the Omega Staircase and the secrets of the gods were inside. Standing on the bridge of the Dreamer, Zhang Yi gazed at the magnificent sight, yet a lingering gloom remained in his heart. 2. He muttered to himself. During those 2 months, he doubted countless times that he was in a dream, and even tried to test it by slightly self-harming, but every pain he felt was incredibly real. Yang Xinxin, Lu Karen, Zhou Ke, every expression and every word they uttered matched his understanding of them. Perhaps Ichin really was killed by Na? Did Na truly win that battle? Brother, let's go. Yang Xinxin pushed the wheelchair over from behind and said with a smile, "The starry sky corridor has opened. It is an opportunity for us to step into a higher dimension." Okay, let's go. Zhang Yi suppressed his doubts and ordered the fleet to set sail. The process of entering the starry sky corridor was exceptionally smooth. They witnessed countless powerful beings from ancient civilizations slaughtering each other in the struggle for treasures, and they saw terrifying spirits wandering about. Zhang Yi dominated the battlefield, not only obtaining the highest inheritance of the Starry Sky clan, but also feeling his power increasing at an incredible speed. The superpower index broke through 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, and even approached the legendary 100,000 mark. He became the true overlord of the universe. All races submitted to him, and even the Tyrannosaurus Rex was trampled under his feet. At this moment, Zhang Yi stood at the highest point of the Starry Sky corridor, holding in his hand the divine source core, which symbolized omniscience and omnipotence. What is the source core of God? It doesn't matter. The point is, Zhang Yi knew that was an extremely powerful thing. Some information didn't need to be judged. His brain instinctively assumed was true. Zhang Yi knew that as long as he swallowed the elixir, he could become Omega and become an eternal god. His companions all surrounded him, looking at him with admiration and love. "Swallow it, brother. You will rule over everything," Yang Xinxin said softly. "Darling, this is what you deserve." Zhou Ke nestled in his arms. Zhang Yi looked at the ball of light in his hand, feeling the mesmerizing energy fluctuations. Is this the end? Is this the invincibility that I've always been pursuing? Zhang Yi's fingers trembled slightly as he slowly brought the ball of light to his lips. However, just as the ball of light was about to touch her lips, Zhang Yi stopped moving. He lowered his head, looking at his flawless hands and at the faces around him filled with happiness and admiration. Everything went too smoothly. It went so smoothly. From the moment he slew EC to the extermination of 4 races, and then to entering the Starry Sky corridor, the whole journey felt like acting out a script. No matter what crisis they encounter, they always manage to turn the tide. No matter what formidable enemy they face, they always manage to break through in the face of battle. My life has never been this smooth. Zhang Yi's voice was soft, yet it carried a chilling undertone. He reflected on his life. The pain of being devoured by neighbors, the hardship of surviving in the end. Every step is like dancing on the edge of a knife, and every time one becomes stronger is accompanied by bloodshed and betrayal. Disappointments are frequent, and there's nothing one can talk about with others. This is the real world. It is filled with regret, pain, struggle, and imperfection. And all of this before my eyes is so perfect it's nauseating. This is not my life. Zhang Yi suddenly raised his head, and his previously bewildered eyes now became deeper than the starry sky and colder than the polar ice. Brother, what are you talking about? Yang Xinshin tilted her head, looking puzzled. Stop pretending. Zhang Yi looked at her coldly, and at everything around her. Everything here is fake. Dreams are created using my memories, so everything conforms to my logic. But Zhang Yi crushed the source core of God in his hand. Even if you can simulate the personality of every person, you can't simulate the essence of this messed-up world. That is cruelty. Smooth sailing like in a wish-fulfillment novel only exists in dreams. One thought. I know you're watching. Zhang Yi roared, his voice filled with a powerful spiritual will, the soul roar of the Black Knight. Give me break. Although he didn't know what was igniting within him, Zhang Yi inexplicably became passionate. Snap! Snap! With Zhang Yi's resolute roar, the entire world, whether it was the starry sky corridor, his companions, or the endless starry sky, was like a shattered mirror, instantly covered with cracks. No, this is impossible. How could you possibly refuse such a perfect ending? From the void came a voice filled with exasperation and shock. Because he's the most stable man in the entire world, and what he dislikes most is daydreaming. Boom. The entire dream has completely collapsed. With that roar, the perfect dream shattered like a mirror. The warm home, the adoring gaze, and the invincible power all turned into fragmented pieces of light and shadow in that instant, dissipating into the endless void. Zhang Yi felt a sudden darkness before his eyes, followed by a violent feeling of weightlessness. When his gaze refocused, he was astonished to find that he had not returned to the battlefield shrouded in black mist, nor had he seen Yin figure. At this moment, he was hovering above the ruins of the city of Gahai. Above him, the Tyrannosaurus Rex powerhouse, whose height exceeded 400 meters and resembled an ancient demonic mountain, was still in the posture of throwing a punch down. The raging thunder did not disappear. Instead, it coalesced into a gigantic fist of lightning that blotted out the sun, carrying a destructive force that was less than a meter above Zhang Yi's head. Like the end of the world, the entire city of Hai was completely covered by that thunderous fist. In an instant, Zhang Yi, along with everyone and everything he had painstakingly built, would be destroyed. This is... Zhang Yi's pupils contracted sharply. The threat of death enveloped him completely. Chapter 2748 Reality and Illusion 2. Zhang Yi was all too familiar with this scene. This was the moment when Qing Song descended and attempted to kill Tenkai City with a single punch. However, this time, neither the White Dragon Prince nor the Black Dragon appeared as promised. Different memories intertwined and became intricate in Zhang Yi's mind, causing confusion and making it difficult for him to distinguish which memory was real and which was false. Could it be that everything just now, including the appearance of the 2 Dragon Clan Supremes and my video evidence forcing Qing Song to retreat, was all a dream? An unprecedented sense of absurdity and crisis welled up inside me. If that was the beginning of the dream, then the current situation is a certain death trap. Because at this moment, the dragon race did not appear. Die, you insect! The roar of Qing Song was deafening. The terrifying thunder prison dragon fist had already pressed down, and the violent energy hadn't even touched his body yet, but it already made Zhang Yi's skin feel a burning sting. There was no time to think. Survival required Zhang Yi to react instantly. Hide? Too late. Spatial transfer? The surrounding space had been completely locked down by the Qingtsong thunder field, like a welded-on iron box. Only time. Zhang Yi's eyes instantly turned a vast expanse of pale white, and deep within his pupils, an ancient pendulum suddenly appeared. The minute hand of the clock clicked and turned one notch. The minute hand of time, a fleeting moment in the vast sky. Buzz. An invisible wave spread out from Zhang Yi's center. This is the strongest time-related energy I currently possess. It doesn't actually stop time, but rather accelerates my own thought speed infinitely until it approaches the critical point of the speed of light. In this realm of relativity, the motion of all matter in the surrounding area would approach stillness due to the difference in velocity. Logically, Qingtsong's fist should have stopped in midair. Even lightning cannot move in the face of the speed of light. However, just as Zhang Yi activated his power, a chilling scene unfolded. The enormous Thunder Dragon Fist did not slow down in the slightest because of the activation of Azure Sky Moment. It still brought down with that invincible and unstoppable momentum. How can this be? Zhang Yi's heart stirred up a storm. The true essence of a moment in the sky is infinite acceleration to the speed of light. In this universe, no matter of any mass can break the speed of light. Not even the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Unless this attack isn't a physical attack. In the blink of an eye, a thought flashed through Zhang Yi's mind like lightning. The laws of physics do not fail. Failure is a matter of cognition. This fist ignores the speed of light limit because it is not a physical entity at all, but a projection of Zhang Yi's deep-seated fear of death and an invincible enemy. So that's how it is. Am I still dreaming? It's actually the second layer of a dream. Zhang Yuan's expression of fear vanished instantly, replaced by extreme calmness. No longer dodging or defending, he stared straight at the descending thunder fist, a cold smile playing on his lips. No matter how realistic your simulation is, even perfectly replicating the pain and pressure, you are ignoring the most basic laws of physics. Enian, you didn't study physics well, did you? Zhang Yi slowly closed his eyes.
Boom.
The thunderous fist descended, completely engulfing Zhang Yi's figure. But amidst that destructive light, Zhang Yi's consciousness did not dissipate. Instead, it seemed to break through a layer of water and resurface. Snap! With that crisp sound, the second layer of the dream shattered. The black fog remained, an endless expanse of black fog. When Zhang Yi opened his eyes again, he found himself back at the very beginning, the moment when he was ambushed by Yin Yan and dragged into the dream. Less than a meter away, black mist churned and condensed into a bizarre creature that made one's sanity plummet. It has no fixed shape. It looks like a black jellyfish floating in the air, or a ghost covered in tattered armor. Through the gaps in the armor, countless malicious eyes were staring intently at Zhang Yi. This is the Nightmare Clan's powerful being, the One Thought's body. You actually managed to break through my second dream realm? The sound of the voice was filled with disbelief, and countless eyes simultaneously showed expressions of astonishment. That's a hopeless dead end built upon your deepest fears. Even a knight's spirit will crumble when faced with certain death, leading to brain death in your dreams. How could you possibly see through it? Zhang Yi patted the dust off his body, even though it was dust that didn't actually exist. Looking at Enian, his eyes remained completely unwavering, displaying an indifferent detachment that seemed to see through everything. Fear. Zhang Yixiao. I've experienced more despair in my life than you've eaten salt. Qingtsong is indeed very strong, but he's not enough to become my inner demon. Besides, you were too hasty. If you had slowed that punch down a bit, maybe I would have actually believed it. There was no response, because creating a dream does not mean that one can become the master of the dream. This must be constructed by Zhang Yi's own memories, forcing him into a deadly situation, and a single thought can guide him within the dream. After saying that, Zhang Yi didn't waste any more words, and the eternal sword of judgment was instantly sheathed. Now, it's time to send you on your way.
Whoosh.
Zhang Yi moved with lightning speed, instantly attacking Yin Yan. Startled, he quickly brandished two curved blades formed from black mist to defend himself. Clang,
Clang.
clang. The intense clanging of metal echoed through the black mist. This battle felt incredibly realistic. Ichinian is incredibly powerful, with an ability index of 68,000 points, far surpassing the previous 4 leaders. However, after the dreamlike shock was broken, his physical strength was also weak, so his combat ability was greatly reduced. Each of S attacks carries the effect of spiritual corruption, and it can freely switch between illusion and reality. Zhang Yi went through tremendous effort, even sustaining multiple injuries, before finally managing to find a weakness in the opponent's defenses. Boundless Sword Domain. The sword arena dragged it to another space. Countless sword energies converged into a long dragon, piercing through the core of the one thought.
Ah.
I'm not reconciled. With a single thought, a shrill scream rang out, and his body exploded into countless black fragments, dissipating into the air. Huff, huff. Zhang Yi leaned on his sword, panting heavily, blood dripping down his arm.
When?
The surrounding black mist began to dissipate, and sunlight shone down again. However, Zhang Yi's eyes remained
Alright,
cold
that's
as he looked at the
today's
bloodstains on the
chapter.
ground.
Tell me in the comments which part you enjoyed the most. If you love manga style stories, don't forget to like the video and subscribe the Buzz Play Manga. See you in the next chapter with more surprises.